loves, it's Monica and welcome back to a new cozy video on my channel. I am so excited because today I'm going to be having a little cozy night in, and I thought I'd bring you along and share a little romanticized look at my fall night routine. Honestly, tonight is like my ideal fall night because I just finished work, checked off all of my to-do lists, and I'm going to be making soup, doing some cozy hobbies. I have some new books to share. It's just going to be a good night, and I'm excited to bring you guys along. I guess I can share some of the goodies that I got. I've been home for the past week, and while I was home, my mom gave me this blanket that she knit me, and I love the color combos. It reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream with the pink and the brown and the cream color. It's just so cutie pie. So I think this is going to be my new desk chair blanket. So thank you to my mom for this. I love it very much. And then one of the cozy hobbies that I'm definitely planning on doing tonight is putting together these MJ's Miniverse Make It Mini animals. I worked with them a little while ago for a video, and honestly I just had so much fun playing with these and putting them together, and I was just really excited when they wanted to send me over some more goodies. So I'll definitely be putting these together later in the video. And while I was home, I also went to a little used bookshop and I found a couple of gems. So first of all, I picked up Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin. I've never read anything from the Earthsea series or anything by Ursula Le Guin, so this was like $3. Felt like the right time, kismet if you will. And so this is the first book, A Wizard of Earthsea, and the blurb says, Gad was the greatest sorcerer in all of Earthsea, but he was once called Sparrowhawk, a reckless youth hungry for power and knowledge, who tampered with long-held secrets and loosed a terrible shadow upon the world. This is the tale of his testing, how he mastered the mighty words of power, tamed an ancient dragon, and crossed death's threshold to restore the balance. Anyways, I've just been wanting to dive into more older fantasy or classic fantasies, so I thought this was a great one to pick up on that journey. And then another classic that I picked up, I guess this is more of an actual classic, this is The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, which is quite a hefty read, but this is a Victorian gothic horror psychological novel. I really don't know a lot about it, other than like sort of the memification of the whole like woman in white, you know? I think I've been really keen to read this in part because I recently got the cutest nightgown, which I'm about to change into, so I'll show it to you in a second. It's just like this white Victorian ghost style nightgown, and I love it. I feel so just like cozy and whimsical when I wear it to bed, and I think that has just like really made me want to actually read The Woman in White. Feels appropriate to wear that nightgown while reading this book, and I love a good gothic classic during the colder months, so I thought this would be a good time to pick this up. I don't think I will finish this very quickly. I'll probably be reading this for many weeks. So those are my plans. I think first though, I'm going to start my soup. I'm gonna make a cozy little potato soup, but I have to bake the potatoes for an hour first. So I'm gonna start that process and then get changed, do a little cozy hobby, and we'll see where the night takes us. Like I mentioned, I'm making a potato soup tonight. So I have a bunch of potatoes. How many potatoes do I need for this? Let's find out. 3.5 pounds. Potatoes are in the oven, and it's gonna be like an hour before I can continue making the soup, so I'm gonna have a little snack of some clementines, my fave. I really should start cooking earlier in the day so that I'm not always eating at like 8 or 9 p.m. at night, but you live and you don't learn, I guess. Anyways, I also changed into my PJs, so this is my nightgown, and I just think it's so cute and cozy. And now I'm gonna see if I can find The Woman in White as an audiobook because I want to do a little cozy hobby while listening to an audiobook. I feel like that is the ultimate activity. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I find a good audiobook of it. Sometimes with like denser books like that, I like to read it both physically and as an audiobook, flip back and forth just to like keep myself engaged in the story. So I'm gonna see what I can find, and then I think I'm gonna break out those MJ Miniverse goodies.
The Woman in White, the First Epoch. The story begun by Walter Hartwright of Clement's Inn, teacher of drawing. Chapter 1. This is the story of what a woman's patience can endure and what a man's resolution can achieve.
So like I mentioned, I have like an hour to kill, so I did find an audiobook for The Woman in White, so I'm going to listen to that. And I thought I'd put together some of these little goodies. These are the MJ's Miniverse Make It Mini animals, and I'm so excited. I loved putting together all my other little Miniverse goodies recently, so let's see what I get in here. I know the one that I really want is the axolotl. Let's all keep our fingers crossed. That's who I want the most. Got all the little bits inside. Oh my gosh, our little creature comes in a little tiny box like what you get when you adopt an animal from like the Humane Society. And you could put "my name is." That's so cute. Wait, I think this one's gonna be a chicken. Okay, no, it's not a chicken. It's a little cockatiel. It's so cutie pie. Oh my gosh, it's so mini. Okay, I'm gonna continue putting his little enclosure together while listening to my book. So I finished putting together all my little animal friends and I put them up here to display, and I just think they're so cute. They can watch over me while I work. And I did not get the axolotl. I still have one more to do, but I want to save that. I think my favorite of all of these is the little chameleon. I love chameleons. I don't think I would ever actually own a reptile, but if I did, I'd probably own a chameleon. If you want to check those out for yourself, I'll have them linked in my description box below. And thank you so much to MJ Miniverse for partnering with me for this video. I also ended up getting to chapter 4 in The Woman in White on my audiobook. I'm really liking the audiobook and I am really liking the writing so far. I find it really engaging and like kind of funny. Like, I don't know if it's meant to be funny, but I kind of love that. I don't know if it's a trope, but that sort of character dynamic where one person is trying to be helpful, but it's just like really annoying to the other person. I just find it really entertaining. So I'm enjoying that. And I feel like it's building up the mystery of what's going to happen in this book well, but it's also been an hour, so my potatoes should be done. So I'm gonna pull those out of the oven. We're gonna continue making my cozy little potato soup. So I'm currently chopping this onion, and fun fact, if you want to prevent the onion from making you cry, stick your tongue out while you're cutting it. I don't know why, but for some reason it stops me from crying for the most part when I'm cutting an onion. I do look really dumb while cutting the onion though, so I will not be filming this. So the next step of the soup is to cook up 6 pieces of bacon. While the bacon is cooking, I'm scooping out the potatoes from the baked potatoes now that they've cooled a bit. And I'm gonna bake these and kind of make like little dippers for my soup. We'll see how it comes out. need you to know that this might be one of the best soups I've made in a while. It's so good. I'm just adding the cheese as the last step. It's like the ultimate cozy night soup. It's like a hug in a bowl. I'm so excited for this. That is so good. So I finished my soup. It is, as I said earlier, delicious. I am so happy with this. So I also listened to more Woman in White while I was cooking, and we have officially met the woman in white. And her description was so funny because I like looked down and I'm like, I'm literally dressed like that. But yeah, so got to that point in the book. But since I've spent today reading, listening to some Victorian fiction, figured I'd eat and watch some just absolutely trash reality TV. So that is going to be on the docket for me while I eat my dinner. Also, is anyone else like this? I have to have a specific spoon every time I eat soup. I'm the same way when I eat Korean food. If I'm eating Korean food, I have to eat it with a Korean spoon. But if I'm eating soup, I have to eat it. If I'm home and I'm eating soup, I have to eat it with this spoon. I've had this spoon my entire life, and I don't know what it is. It's just like the perfect soup spoon, and I love it. It's my comfort soup spoon. Anyone else weird like that? Let me know in the comments. I'm on chapter 5 of The Woman in White now, and I have to admit something. I definitely have gone my whole life thinking that this book was a ghost story, and I've now learned that the woman in white, she has escaped from an asylum. And so that's where I'm at right now in chapter 5. We've just found out that she's escaped from the asylum. Hopefully that's not, I feel like everyone else knows this. Like, I just looked it up and this is like common knowledge about this novel. I'm just ridiculous for not knowing it. So don't yell at me about that being a spoiler. Also, I'm literally in like the first few pages of the book still, which is crazy because I feel like I've been reading for a few hours. But I'm reading on like 1x speed, which normally when I'm not reading a classic, I will read like, if I'm reading a contemporary book, I'll read at like 2x. But with this, because the writing is a little bit denser, I just want to really take my time with it. And honestly, it's just like really nice to have a story like this being read to you. It's so comforting. There's something about like the writing style of it that just feels so nice to listen to. It like really feels like someone, like you're, you know, being told a story by your grandfather or something. So I am enjoying it. And I'm also working on a little knitting project. I'm currently at the purling stage. I keep having I'm doing my first ever knit sweater. I've crocheted sweaters and various other items before in the past, but I've never knit anything before other than like maybe a scarf or something. And I've just been, I really wanted to last year knit a sweater and I didn't get to it. So it's one of my big goals is by the end of this year to have knit at least one sweater. This is my like first practice one, just like as I'm getting to know the stitches. So I got a really chunky yarn and I'm just doing like stockinette stitch, like the whole front and back panel of the sweater. Like it's gonna be a pretty simple one. But every time I switch between knit and purl, I have to go on YouTube and like look up how to knit versus how to purl, because I forget literally with every row, which is very silly, but I'm hoping eventually I'll get the sort of muscle memory. But I am really enjoying knitting. I'm also thinking about restarting. So at the end of 2024, I tried to do this challenge that I was calling cozy or 75 cozy. So if you're familiar with 75 hard, it's basically where you do a bunch of challenges over the course of 75 days. And I totally failed at it, but like TBH, I was having a really rough time mentally and physically. It was just not a great not a great time for me. 2023 and 2024 and like the first chunk of 2025 were really rough years in my life, TBH. I had like some of the biggest highs, but also quite a few lows. And yeah, so I was definitely having a rough time and I didn't end up finishing it. I also just think like having a challenge be 75 days long is like, that's just too much of a commitment for me. So I'm thinking about reworking it and making it a 30-day challenge to complete, sort of leading up to winter, because I really just want to create more like daily rituals in my life and like comforting habits leading into winter, because I'm definitely someone who is susceptible to seasonal depression and stuff like that. And like the worst thing for me is bed rotting and just like scrolling on my phone. And in general, like you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, I'm on sort of a journey to just spend a lot less time on my phone in general. And even outside of that, I've been trying to find more ways to go more and more analog, to just take as much of the stuff that I do on my phone off my phone. Like even listening to music, I started listening to music on my Books Palma, which is my e-reader, because I can like listen to Spotify on there and I don't feel the need to also scroll at the same time. And I've been toying with the idea of getting an MP3 player, but that whole world is a little bit daunting to me, TBH. And I've also started collecting DVDs again. And yeah, I just am trying to prioritize activities and things that aren't so phone focused, because I really think that mindlessly spending time on social media is just not great. Like obviously, even like when I do spend time on social media, I'm trying to do this thing where I intentionally follow the accounts that I'm like actually interested in. I'm interested in what they have to say, their perspective, or their way of like romanticizing life, you know, whatever I get out of them, like I choose who to follow. And I've been actively trying to really use, instead of allowing the algorithm to decide what I watch, I have been trying to use like the following tab on all of my social media platforms. So going to my subscriptions on YouTube instead of the home page, going to my following tab on TikTok, my following tab on Instagram. And I have definitely noticed a positive impact doing that, of just like seeing stuff that I actually enjoy again, and also just like not feeling so chained to my phone too, like this fear that I'm missing some big thing, because I'm not realistically. I mean, obviously I want to keep up to date with like the world and everything, but scrolling for hours and hours and hours is not, you know, that is not staying informed. That's just like hurting yourself or whatever. But anyways, all that being said, I'm just trying to do more analog hobbies, more things that I really genuinely enjoy, like knitting and listening to my little stories on my audiobook and writing. So yeah, keep an eye out. That challenge will probably live more on TikTok than anywhere else, just because it's going to be like a daily thing. So I'm probably going to document it daily over there. So if you're interested, make sure you're following me on that app. I'm also debating doing Vlogmas this year. I don't know if I'll do it on YouTube or if I'll do it on TikTok or Instagram, but I'm toying with the idea. I've never done a proper full Vlogmas before. It's always intimidated me, vlogging every single day, mostly because like I am not like camera ready every day. Like there are days where I'm having a sad time or a rough time, or I'm just really busy. I feel like if I do little short form vlogs, I could make Vlogmas happen, but we'll see. But yeah, I think after this row, I am going to go and make a little treat. I bought some cinnamon rolls, and I've been seeing this like cinnamon roll hack on TikTok that I've been wanting to try. It's basically like how to make the world's most unhealthy cinnamon roll. If it's good, I want to do it when I'm home for like Thanksgiving or Christmas for my family. So I'm gonna do a little test of it tonight, and it'll be good because I have a friend coming over tomorrow, so I can treat her to cinnamon rolls and also myself to a cinnamon roll tonight. I'm feeling so proud of this so far. It's looking really cute. I'm hoping that it'll fit okay. And my goal is that when I'm done with it, I'm going to do duplicate stitch and maybe like embroider a little swan on it or something. Because as you know, I love a swan. But anyways, let's go make some cinnamon rolls. Press spoon at seam until can pops open. Okay, let's see. I knew that was gonna happen. So I am now on chapter 7 of The Woman in White, and honestly, I am really gripped by this in a way that I wasn't fully expecting. The writing is, even though it is like dense, like it's very verbose, like I just really love super descriptive, flowery prose. It's just really fun for me to read. But even outside of that, I feel like the way that all these different characters are being introduced is just like really interesting to me. And from my understanding, so I'm still on, why am I blanking on this man's name? The professor point of view. So I'm on his point of view right now. From what I understand, the book is going to have multiple perspectives of like all these different people who have interacted or been impacted by the Woman in White. And so I'm excited to like meet other characters, but I am really enjoying the professor's point of view so far, and surprisingly just finding it really gripping. Like I'm super intrigued to see where this story is going. Obviously, I am not going to be finishing this one tonight. I will be continuing it over probably the next few weeks, months, maybe, we'll see. But I'll keep you all posted on how I get along with it. I'm really enjoying it. If any of you have read it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, thank you all so much for following along with this vlog. I had fun just bringing you through a cozy little night in my life and just doing all of these things that I love to do that bring me a lot of joy. And oh, I will say that the that hack with the cinnamon buns is delightful. It is very, very delicious, but it is also like so rich. I ended up only being able to have like half of my cinnamon bun, and I put the rest away because it was definitely a treat for sure. But it was good, and I'm excited to give some to my pals tomorrow. But anyways, would recommend trying that out. But I'm going to head to bed. It is quite late, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.